You feel numb, like your emotions went quiet. Not happy, not sad, not angry, just nothing. You move through the day, you talk to people, you do what needs to be done. But inside, it feels distant. Like you're watching life happen instead of truly living it. And that feeling is hard to explain. Because numbness doesn't look dramatic. It's silent. It's the absence of reaction. The absence of excitement. The absence of connection. You start to wonder what happened. Why things that once mattered don't move you anymore. Why joy feels far away. Why even pain feels muted. But numbness is not the end of your emotions. It's protection. A response to carrying too much for too long. When the mind gets overwhelmed, when the heart gets tired, sometimes the soul goes quiet just to survive. And that doesn't mean you're broken. It means you've been strong for longer than people realize. The Bible reminds us, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted, not only when emotions are loud, not only when tears fall, even when everything feels silent inside, even when you don't know what you feel. God is still near. You don't have to force yourself to feel something. You don't have to pretend you're okay. Healing does not begin with pretending. It begins with honesty, with admitting, I feel nothing, and allowing that space to exist without shame. Because numbness fades slowly, not with pressure, not with pretending, but with presence, with rest, with moments where you stop running and allow yourself to breathe. God does not rush your heart back to life. He restores gently, patiently, quietly, layer by layer, moment by moment. And even when you feel disconnected, you are not abandoned. Even when emotions feel distant, you are still held. Even when everything feels quiet inside, God is still working within you, softly waking what feels asleep, carefully restoring what feels lost. And slowly, feeling begins to return, not all at once, but enough to remind you you are still alive. Sometimes numbness feels safer than pain. Because pain demands attention. Pain forces you to confront what hurts. But numbness hides everything behind a quiet wall. You function. You respond. You continue. But you don't fully engage. It's like your heart stepped back to protect itself. And protection is not weakness. It's survival. When you've been overwhelmed, when you've been disappointed, when you've been strong for too long, the soul sometimes chooses silence. Not because it stopped caring, but because it needed space. You may worry that you've lost something inside, that your passion is gone, that your joy won't return. But feelings don't disappear forever. They rest. They wait for safety. They wait for gentleness. And healing begins not by forcing emotion, but by creating space for it. Space without judgment. Space without pressure. Space where you can simply exist without pretending. God does not demand dramatic faith from you. He does not require loud worship or perfect emotions. He meets you exactly where you are, even in silence, even in stillness, even in numbness. When your heart feels distant, His presence does not. He stays steady, unmoved, patient. You don't have to rush yourself back to normal. You don't have to measure your healing against anyone else. You are allowed to recover slowly. You are allowed to take small steps. You are allowed to feel nothing today and still trust that feeling will return. Because numbness is not permanent. It is a season, and seasons change. The same way winter does not last forever, this quiet space inside you will not remain forever either. Warmth returns gradually. Light returns gently. Emotion returns softly. And when it does, it will not feel forced. It will feel natural. You are not empty of life. You are resting from overload. And even when you don't feel it, God is still moving in you, still healing, still restoring, still preparing your heart to feel again. And one day, you will notice it. A small spark, a small shift, a small moment of warmth. And you'll realize you were never lost. You were healing.